Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is Vlogmas day 16. We are officially 9 days away from Christmas. Every day that I get on this, I'm going to announce that because again, I told you Christmas is my favorite holiday. I am wearing one of my favorite dresses. I bought this from Zara a couple of years ago. I love the color, makes me happy. And so yeah, I got this idea to wear colors because I saw in somebody's video where they said they went shopping and they bought a bunch of colored clothing because they have a mentor who is into who's basically a stylist, right? And so she said this season, obviously the winter season, is very known for seasonal depression, right? So she said wearing bright colors actually helps with that. And I was like, that is actually true. When you wear like bright colors, you actually feel more happy versus wearing, you know, the blacks and the nudes and all that stuff. In the winter, those blacks and nudes, they're not really exciting. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm wearing this because it's a happy material, so I love it. Yeah, so today what am I doing? Really nothing much, just to I have laundry to put away, so that's what I'm going to do. And then today is the last day before the kids are off of school for Christmas break, so I really want to do nothing today. I want to give myself a break today and just relax, do laundry and just relax after that and not do anything others on my plate. The house is quiet, just like I love it. The house is very quiet, so I want to just sit and do nothing. I guess the only thing I will do actually is after laundry, just edit my video and then do nothing after that. It's a nice sunny day. Yesterday, I'm gonna input the part where my groceries came in because I ordered groceries from Whole Foods. It finally came in, so I just wanted to show you guys, and there's the video. So my delivery is here. I'm gonna pick it up. So I'm not going out tonight, but yeah, let's pick this up and put it in the house. It's nighttime. It's like 7:45, so I came here before 8, so that's great. Let me pick up my groceries in the house. I should stop hitting this like this because I really have something perishable in there. It's cold. I think it's a lot of bags, man. I gave the guy a small tip. I should have given him a lot because it's a lot of bags. So let's just put this in the house. Let's hold that in there. Okay, in the house, close the door. So that's all my groceries. I got everything done, yay! So like I was saying, it's sunny outside. Yesterday was a winter advisory, right? So the kids were home. It was basically virtual learning day. So the kids were home just doing their work on the computer. And this is so funny. This is why I think the pandemic is actually a great thing, because if it were not for the pandemic, some schools would not have switched to like a virtual way of learning. Because I remember in the past when it was you had school off for a snow day, you would basically go home, right, and play in the snow. There was no work. There was nothing to catch up on, right? And you come to school next thing, you just do your work. But nowadays, right, that sun is hitting me very nice. I don't know if you guys can see me, but hope you can. I'll just come in. So yeah, so now I now realize that now because of the pandemic, right, people are now able to do work virtually. Just like work, you can work virtually now, which is good. So you can look at the cons of the pandemic and you can look at the pros of the pandemic. But I think we have more cons than good, but at least the pandemic switched things around and allowed people to think outside of the box and to do things a different way, which is how I am. I don't like to do the same thing all the time. I get really, really bored with doing the same thing all the time. So I like a switch up every now and then. So in my life, I would just basically, if I notice I'm doing something over and over, and it's like a routine, it's getting boring for me, I quickly create some kind of change and just switch it up and then do something else. Because for me, when you're constantly changing, you're constantly exposing yourself to new environments, you grow. That's how you grow. That's what life is. It's about change. It's not about doing the same thing over and over again. So you grow. It's just like when you're driving and you take the same road all the time to go home. There are times where your mind, well, you're not really focusing, but your mind will take, I forgot what they call that phrase, but your mind will just take control, and you just, if you're not focusing, you still end up driving that same route. Your mind is so used to just taking that same route. I don't know if that makes sense. What is that called? There's a phrase, but muscle memory, right? Muscle memory. So you don't necessarily have to be focusing hard on like how to get home, but because you've done that so many times, you've taken the same route so many times, you somehow end up just taking that same route. Now if you switch it up every now and then, take a different route home, it then forces your brain to start thinking more and forces your brain to become more active. I'm not a doctor or a medical doctor, I'm just speaking because of a lot of articles and stuff that I've read. So the point of this whole thing is just to challenge yourself. If you notice that you're like doing the same humdrum stuff, change it up. At least that's how I am. I get really bored quickly. Like it could be with people too. I get really bored with people because if you're not like, how would I say this? You know, some people just like, if they're comfortable in life, they just like to do the same thing over and over because they're comfortable. Like, I don't like to be comfortable. Yeah, that's the word. I don't like to be comfortable. I don't want my significant other to be comfortable either. I want to be constantly growing. I want to be constantly challenged. I want to challenge them because that's how you grow. But hey, I don't know. So I actually wanted to talk about a topic here, boundaries in friendship. Boundaries with anything, right? So we know boundaries is just a line that you draw and just essentially saying, hey, it could be an invisible line, it could be an actual line, but it's just a line that you draw where you're saying, oh, if you cross this line, there's going to be issues, or you're going to be messing things up, you're going to be hurting, like me, like it's a line. For whatever the reason why that line is drawn, it's drawn. So boundaries and friendship, oh my gosh, this is a tough one. I mean, boundaries and family too, that's a tough one too, but it's a tough one for me because I hold my friends very near and dear. So when I say, hey, I have this boundary, this is my boundary, if you're a friend, I expect, or I would love, that you treat me the same way I'm treating you, in the sense that I am very caring, loyal, whatever you may call it, and I think ahead. So if I'm like doing all those things for you and thinking ahead, if your birthday's coming, okay, I'll think of a surprise party, or I'll gift you with something because I was actively listening to you speak and I kind of know what you want, and I'll buy that before you even say I want this. Like, just thoughtful things, right? If I'm doing that for you, not like you should always give and to expect a return, I'm not saying that, but I believe friendship is a give and take, right? So you can't always be giving, be loyal, and and that other person is not giving that back to you. For me, that's my boundary. Like, I want to be treated the same way I treat you, nothing less. Now that's if you're a friend, right? Now, I do understand people have off days, that's okay. But if it's a constant like thing where I am constantly giving, and I see no return, little return, I'm gonna have to say, hey, I guess for me, I don't usually come right out and say, hey, you're hurting me, or hey, I don't feel like you're giving your all in this relationship, because I am. I don't say that. I just watch you. I drop little hints here and there. Maybe I should speak up, but I don't want to face that confrontation. So I'll just drop little hints here and there. And I'm very patient, so I'll give you a long time to get your stuff together and realize what you're doing. But when I finally say, hey, you've crossed so many boundaries, I'm done. I'm done. Like, there's no turning back. I'm done. Like, I don't know, there's something about me that just, I'm able to close doors because I know I've given my all, and I know I have given many chances for that problem to rectify itself. And if it has not rectified itself, I can simply, easily just shut the door. I don't know, you can call it a gift, you can call it a curse, but I don't know what it is, but I do it so well. So, boundaries in friendship. When to know to cut off a friend, right? When to know to keep them, or when to know that, okay, this is just their character, I have to accept them for who they are. So it's very simple. When to cut off a friend, right? When they've crossed a boundary. Number one, very simple. Do you know what the answer is to that? When you go and tell them, hey, I don't like when this or that happens. Because when it happens, it makes me feel blah, 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 blah. And you go and you voice out your concern, or you voice out your dislikes, or what you don't like, or what you don't tolerate. Like, you voiced it out. Like, you actively voiced it out and you let it out there. And they hear you, right? They, I mean, as your friends, right? And they continue to do what you say you don't like. Continuously. That's when you know you have to sever that tie, cut it off. So that one is clear as day. So setting boundaries in friendship could look like this, right? You have a friend and you go to them in conversation and say, hey, this is, when people do this, I feel hurt. Or I've had this happen in my childhood, right? And it's caused me to behave this way. So when people say or do this, it triggers something in my childhood that I don't want to relive, right? So that's through conversation you can set those boundaries, right? Boundaries could be like, hey, I don't want to talk on the phone every single day to you because I have kids to take care of, I have this, but know that I'm thinking about you, and can we catch up every weekend, or can we catch up once every 2 weeks? Whatever the case may be. I think setting boundaries requires conversation. It requires you letting your thoughts known so that people understand where you're coming from. Actually, no, take that back. People don't have to understand where you're coming from, but at least they know what boundaries you're setting, right? So that's the most important part. I have a friend who we have to schedule calls. Like, whenever we talk, I can't just call her. I can't call her anyhow. Like, okay, if I'm driving down the street and I feel like talking to someone, call her and just talk. I know she's not that type of friend, but she set that boundary by our actions. She didn't set it with, oh, hey, by the way, I don't like talking on the phone without scheduling my calls, so can you let me know when you're available? She just did it. Like, so I would call, she wouldn't pick up. I'm like, okay, good, I'm gonna leave her alone. But then every now and then she'll call me and say, hey, we should schedule a time to talk. She did a couple of times and it was like, oh, got it in my head. This friend of mine doesn't like spontaneous calls, random calls. She wants to make good use of her time. And so she figures scheduling calls would ensure that I'm keeping up with the friendship, but I'm also making good use of my time. And I respected that. So setting boundaries does not necessarily have to be conversational. It can be through actions too. So for me, the way I set boundaries, I do it through actions. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do it through actions because I don't have the bandwidth to sit there and tell every one of my friends what hurts me, what I don't like, and how I think I should be treated, or how I think I should be respected in a friendship. I feel like my actions should show you that. So if you come to me and call me out of my name and I get mad a little bit, you should know, okay, hey, she doesn't like being called out of name. Pay attention. Like, in friendship, you should pay attention. when people have boundaries, they don't necessarily have to tell you they have boundaries. The action should speak a lot to you too. So guys, that is my thoughts on friendship and boundaries. Nothing deep, but it's still a little bit deep. I hope it made sense. I am going to end this video here. I'm going to go put away the laundry because I fold and put away the laundry. Then I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna chill. I'm gonna edit this video, then I'm gonna chill until it's time to pick them up, and then I'll go pick them up, and then the noise and chaos and everything begins for 2 weeks because they're home for 2 weeks. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. So guys, I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 17. Oh my gosh, it's Vlogmas Day 16. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.